Hey, this is Rick Theriault, your Maine real estate guide, and it's early January, and it is a frigid January day. It's about -3, winds blowing, so hopefully this audio comes out okay. But I'm on location in Ashland, Maine. What I'm bringing to market today, I have 40 plus or minus acres of land here on the York Ridge Road in Ashland. The road I'm standing on is a town-maintained road. However, in the wintertime, they usually don't plow it. It is being plowed this year, but I would assume it's being plowed because there's some logging operation happening further up the road. But they do maintain it in the summertime. They grade it from time to time, so to keep it in good condition. But this is an off-grid location. There's no power lines on York Ridge Road. Power is on route, I believe it's a Presque Isle Road anyway. So I'm guessing it's about a mile to utility power. So it would be expensive to run it out here, but you could if you wanted to. But this is a great recreational play, 40 plus or minus acres. It's a nice rectangular lot. There's about 700 feet of frontage on the York Ridge Road. And the very back corner of the property, it touches a small trout stream. Not much in the way of frontage, but it just touches the trout stream. So if you want to walk to the back corner of the property, you could go trout fishing. The seller of this property has taken his kids out there and caught a limit of little brookies, 6 and 8 inch brook trout, and had a feed. This is a great place to hunt deer, to hunt ruffed grouse, to snowmobile, to ATV. In the summertime, this is an ATV trail. I just saw a couple of sleds come by, so in the wintertime, this is part of the ITS trail system as well. So snowmobile recreation, ATV recreation, hunting, fishing, camping, place to park your camper. So let's go take a walk and see what this has to offer. So there's a decent interior road that goes about 2/3 of the way down through the property. The property was logged a couple of years ago. They did a nice selective harvest. It really opened up your potential for viewing wildlife by having the harvest. There's a little Amish shed that you can see in the foreground that we're approaching. That's conveying with the property. It's staying here. It's being used as a camp. It's got a wood stove in it and a bed. Nothing fancy. It's not insulated, but it is shelter. Over here, on this side of the driveway, the trees that have ribbon around them, there's a few apple trees that were here. This was probably farmland back 100 years ago, so there are a few apple trees scattered amongst the birches and softwoods. You can just see in the snow, the wind's blowing, so these tracks are drifting in. But this area is a deer wintering area, so I wouldn't be surprised if I kept my mouth shut, we'd see a few deer. But where I'm yakking, we probably won't see any. But the acreage is predominantly high ground. It does slope from the road down somewhat towards the back. You get decent western exposure. So multiple places where you could put a cabin, because this is all high and dry ground. Is a little more protected area from the wind. Goes down into a dark growth. That's probably where the deer are huddled. Probably got a sunspot back in there. It's a little warmer, but again, this would be called a deer yard. Here in Maine, when the snow gets deep, they congregate in areas like this. There may be several hundred deer that will spend the winter here and then in the spring disperse. So if you're looking for 40 plus or minus acres of recreational land with really good access, not too far from civilization. Ashland is just up the road, maybe a 10-minute drive to town where you can get gas, groceries, hardware items right in the town of Ashland. We're kind of in between Ashland and Presque Isle. which is on the other end of the road. Presque Isle is a larger community, it's Maine's northernmost city. But this is a nice piece, 40 plus or minus acres, good access, ATV and snowmobile trail access, lots of deer, ruffed grouse. You can even find black bear here if you look. Coming to market, $39,950 for 40 plus or minus acres. Call Rick Theriault, your Maine real estate guide, at area code 207-731-9902. And come on up and let's take a walk.